Thank you, Ms. Rena, for a wonderful meal. We greatly appreciate you assisting us during this time. All right. And we're going to go ahead and call us our Rotarian John for our Secretary's report. If you want to come in.
Alright, so today hopefully we're back on birthdays and just to know, Lloyd book has all the information in it. So when I do birthdays, nobody about this, we're currently updating that on DAC TV. This report comes from DAC TV. And but if I miss you, just speak up. But today, our birthdays, member birthdays are David Ashley, has a birthday August 24th. Daniel Broussard has a birthday August 23rd. He's one of them here, right? Reach out to him. I haven't seen him in a while. If y'all talk to him, tell him we listen. Also, a birthday today is my wife's birthday, Patty Swears.
Was that a reminder?
Yeah, it's actually and then member anniversaries, we have Shelley Riverstack for 3 years. And we also have Bubba, we've been with the club 25 years. No wedding anniversaries are any guests here today. Any other guests? Any visiting Rotarians? Visiting Rotarians. All right, so my food, National Food Day today is National Salt Serve Ice Cream Day. So y'all get yourself some salt serve ice cream. Anybody get this? There's a new place in Maurice. Chill House. Go see the Chill House and get y'all some salt serve ice cream. I'm going to get the yogurt, but it'll work.
Thank you very much, John. Okay, we open up the meeting again with things that Rotarians should know. We've been talking about that each meeting. Today, I want to go over something interesting in Rotary. It's first names or nicknames. Something we don't see very much anymore nowadays. But from the earliest days of Rotary, members have referred to each other on a first name basis. Since personal acquaintanceship and friendship are cornerstones of Rotary, it is natural that many clubs adopted the practice of setting aside formal titles in conversations among members. So individuals who normally would be addressed as doctor or professor or Mr. or the honorable or sir are regularly called Joe, Bill, Charlie, or Jerry by other Rotarians. The characteristics of Rotary Club name badge fosters the first name custom. In a few areas, such as Europe, club members use a formal style of addressing fellow members. In other parts of the world, mainly in Asian countries, the practice is to assign each new Rotarian a humorous nickname which relates to some personal characteristic or which is descriptive of the member's business or profession. Wouldn't that be fun? Here's some examples. A member nicknamed Oxygen, and that's what they had to call the person in the meeting. Oxygen is a manufacturer of chemical gas products. Trees, right, was a nickname for the Rotarian in the lumber business. Building is the contractor. Paper is the stationery or office supply retailer. Other members might carry nicknames like Muscles, Foghorn, or Smiles as commentaries on the physical features as well. The nicknames are frequently a source of good-natured fun and fellowship in Rotary, but whether a Rotarian is addressed by a given first name or a nickname, the spirit of personal friendship is the initial step which opens the doors to all other opportunities of service. So that's pretty interesting. I don't know what I'd have been called. So when I entered the club, if we had this process, but it sounds like something that would really be fun. So start thinking of your nickname. Just joking. All right. So an update I did mention last week regarding Cattle Festival organization looking at doing something to continue to assist funding for that organization. As we all know, the Cattle Festival in our town is canceled this year. The Cattle Festival was the biggest and one of them, probably the only revenue-producing thing that occurred for this organization. This organization also contributes to the community with scholarships, and I'm sure Mark knows that very well, supporting 4-H, the livestock show, funding different awards and different things for that process to undergo. So they met this past Sunday, and they decided to do a jambalaya, plate dinner fundraiser on September 23rd. And the reason why I'm announcing this to you is because we will assist them in helping them get this structured and organized as we do this process very well with ticket printing and food preparations and food ordering and so forth. We're going to follow those processes and help them with that. We're also going to help them serve and cook and prepare. And we're also going to have our meeting on that day. So the reason why I'm mentioning it to you is September 23rd, Wednesday. The pickup time will be from 11 to 1, but we will have our meeting at the Red Barn at noon. So you can come and go between that time frame of 11 to 1. Any questions on that? More to come as details come. The tickets will be developed, will be processed and distributed to the community via the Cattle Festival. The plate lunches are $7 a piece, which is very, very reasonable. So we're hoping that they can really make some revenue from that process to keep them over the next few months through this COVID pandemic. I want to remind everyone, I had this on my agenda, but I think probably our district governor will be talking about this. But as we discussed it in our district corner newsletter last week, don't forget the One Team, One Heartbeat auction for the month of August. Again, each month there's going to be a new auction item. I do have the address for you. It's 32auctions.com, Rotary International District 6200. But I can get that to you, and it's also in the newsletter which I provided to you all. So at this time, what we would like to do next is we have a new member induction to occur. And I would be honored and blessed for our district governor to perform that induction. And she might have to fight with Glenn Swear. Glenn.
I'm glad they give it up.
So, but Glenn, I would like for you to come up. If we can mask. You can come up, as well as our new member, Lisa. Mr. Governor, can you unmute?
Ready.
Excellent.
I'm ready. Can you hear me?
I can hear you well. Thank you. Let me come
Okay,
up
great.
here on each side of me, and I will move.
If each of the people would be masked up at the head table, please.
Was that?
Thank you. Fellow Rotarians, it is the duty of our Rotary Club to add new members from time to time, so that we may not only increase our usefulness and influence as a club, but also to extend the spirit of Rotary throughout the community. Today, I welcome to our ranks and admit to the Abbeville membership, Rotarian Lisa Foreman Duhon. You have been elected to membership in this club because your fellow members believe you to be a worthy representative of your calling, and also to possess qualities that will permit you to exemplify the true spirit of Rotary in your public, business, social, and private life. I wish to impress upon you that you have been admitted not only to the Rotary Club of Abbeville, but to a worldwide organization. And by virtue of your membership in this club, you are welcomed into this fellowship of any Rotary club in the world. The honor and privilege of Rotary membership carries its duties and obligations. You will be expected to attend your club's meetings regularly, to attend and perform your share of club service, and to place your knowledge and talents at the disposal of the club in its task of carrying the principles of Rotary into the daily life of the community. I ask all members of the Abbeville Club to please rise at this time. Rotarian Lisa, in the name of the Rotary Club of Abbeville, I now formally admit you to membership in this club. And as Chris affixes to your lapel our emblem, fellow Rotarians, I commend to you our newest member in the Rotary world throughout the planet Earth. Rotarian has been loaned the classification of membership and charge all of you to welcome her. Congratulations. Do y'all have that pin on her yet?
Yes, we do.
And do we have a photographer there to take a picture of the pinning? And keep that couple 6 feet apart, please. No.
Got our match.
All right.
You good?
And I ask that Rotarian Lisa please remain at the front of the room.
And Lloyd, can you come up?
We have one more thing for you, Mr. Minister. Because of Dr. B, the Rotary Foundation is a little late in making a delivery, but Chris has been making contributions to the Rotary Foundation. You know a little bit about it. The contributions, maybe going to trade people from polio, bringing them out to water supply, different things that help people that less fortunate than ourselves. We also wanted to name you all ourselves, and you will today. I want to present you with that.
Mr. Governor, anything?
Rotarian Lisa Foreman Duhon, being named a Paul Harris Fellow, allows you to join a remarkable company of people throughout the world, all recognized for their commitment to service above self, to benefit our local and international communities. We congratulate you and thank you for your commitment to Rotary's common goals of world understanding and peace. And again, thank you for accepting this new challenge in your life, to being open to opportunities. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Governor. At this time, I'd like to call up Assistant Mr. Governor, Jim Russo, to announce and formally introduce our speaker for today.
Good afternoon, everyone. I think most of you have already met our district governor, but I'm going to give you a little bit more information about her. District Governor Yvonne Normand is a graduate of Opelousas Catholic Yvonne is a retiree with 37 and a half years of service in education at Fort Barry High and as a St. Landry Parish School Board Administrator. She is a community volunteer serving in the Opelousas Sunrise Rotary Club, a member of the Paul Harris Society, St. Landry Interact sponsor, District 6200 Interact sponsor, Catholic Daughters of America's Court, St. Landry Catholic Church Altar Society member, St. Landry Cemetery Tours Coordinator, Church Lector for 37 years, Eucharistic Minister at Opelousas General Hospital, Our Lady of the Oaks Foundation Board member, MOS Program Retreat Training, and St. Landry Chamber of Commerce Honorary Member and Youth Leadership Council sponsor. Opelousas Parks and Recreation Commission member, St. Landry Parish Tourist Commission member, Central St. Landry Economic Development District member, Louisiana 4-H Foundation Board member, and Louisiana 4-H Hall of Fame inductee. St. Landry Farm Bureau Ag and Classroom Chair, Louisiana Farm Bureau Ag and Classroom Board member, and South Louisiana Community College Foundation Board member. Amazing. Yvonne is married to fellow Rotarian Keith Normand for 36 years, and her parents, Anna Evangeline, Jared Paul, and Brittany, Kevin and Dana, along with grandparents to 6 grandchildren. And 3 interesting facts: Yvonne and Keith were married by her father, and they have been to a total, or to, that is, all 50 states since they enjoy RVing. Yvonne is a second-generation Louisiana 4-H Hall of Fame inductee member. Yvonne is passionate about the call to service with an emphasis on creating a signature of peace on earth, and you can certainly see her call to service is very well founded. So please join me in welcoming our own District Governor, Yvonne Normand.
This morning, or this afternoon, I thank you for allowing me to attend your meeting and for allowing it to be through Zoom, through this social media platform. I tell each of the clubs when I join them for their club meetings that one of the things I received as governor is this scarf, and it's called a theme scarf. Each year, there's a different scarf or a different tie given to the governor. When I received the scarf, I thought, well, that's nice, I'm getting a pretty scarf. But I didn't realize it had a special superpower. This is what I do through all the district is with this wonderful scarf. So you find out that there are superpowers within becoming governor. And for this year, it's about Zoom. My husband, Keith Normand, is a Rotarian, and we have the privilege of belonging to Opelousas Sunrise Rotary. I'd like for each of you this morning to join me in taking your pulse. So if you would take 2 fingers and either place them on your neck or on your wrist and feel that pulse within you. Okay, you can stop taking your pulse. What you have experienced is the pulse rate of a Rotarian enjoying fellowship with other Rotarians, whether it be Zoom or in person. So, what happened to Rotary 4 months ago? It got a shock treatment, just like all of us. And with that, we have had to create a new heartbeat, a new response to the community. We are in now what they call phase 2. And we all anticipate getting to phase 3, and hopefully what's called phase 4, normal life. So Rotary also has a number that we use a lot. And I didn't realize how much we use it, but it's that number 4. So what is your lucky number? What number do you go to when asked what's your number? The number 4 has played out over and over in my life. For example, in 2015, I had the opportunity to attend the Zone Summit for Rotary in Baton Rouge and attended the Emerging Leaders Seminar. We were listening to governors from throughout the area speak about what it was like to be a leader. And in walks to the room the RI president from Sri Lanka. And he introduces himself as President Robbie. And he tells us his Rotary story. And it's totally fascinating, he's telling me, was that when he applied to join Rotary, he applied the first time he got blackballed, the second time got blackballed, the third time got blackballed, and it was on his fourth try to become a Rotarian that he got accepted into Rotary. And here he is sitting talking to us as the RI president. Well, last year, Keith and I had the opportunity to travel to Hamburg, Germany, to the Rotary International Conference. And in our travel there, we met Mark Maloney, the RI president. We met him at church because he and his wife were celebrating their anniversary as well as Sunday service. Well, this year, on May 15th, Keith and I were at a waterway outside of Hot Springs, Louisiana, in a waterway called Little Alabama, and we were fishing. And I was listening to a Zoom presentation about quarantine interactions from throughout the world. And who appears on this Zoom? None other than Mark Maloney, the RI president. And he tells his RI story. And this is what he told us. He applied to be Rotary International President, not just once, twice, 3 times, but on his 4th try, he became RI President. Well, for my Rotary story, it also contains the number 4. I also applied 4 times, and on my 4th time, got accepted as your Rotary District Governor. In this book, that many of you have read in your grandchildren, The Little Engine That Could, you hear that message, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, and on his 4th try, he gets over to where he wanted to be. How many times you, as a Rotarian, have set goals and had to keep plundering away to reach your goals? That's what Rotary does. It gives you the energy to do that. This year, I had the opportunity to try and scratch something off of my bucket list. And that bucket list consisted of zip lining. So 2 months ago, I was in North Alabama, and there was a zip line at the state park that we were staying at. So we got all full of gear. They put us on the first platform, and the guy next to me said, "Okay, it's your turn, jump." And I was to jump off that platform and zoom to the first tree next to us that had a platform. I looked at him and I thought, there's no way. So after several times him telling me, jump, he finally changed his message. And he said, kick your feet up. I kicked my feet up and I zoomed to the next tree. And I did that throughout the course. And I truly will say that given the opportunity, you need to try and get that bucket list accomplished. Even in Rotary, try and get to reach those goals. Well, over to Knack, our international president, who gave us this theme, Rotary Opens Opportunities. He chose to use numbers also. He came up with 25 goals you can set in Rotary. He's not asking for us to achieve all 25. He set 25 things that you can achieve Rotary goals in, and he asked that you achieve at least 13 to become a Rotary Club with a citation. And knowing a citation club. So, what are the parts of getting a Rotary citation? Would you believe it's 4? Foundation giving, membership, public image, and youth service. And I do believe Holger, even though he's German, he must have a little bit of Kage in it because he threw in a lanyard. It's called Community Project. So let's look at and see where do you in Abbeville come in with these 25 goals. I'm just going to mention several of them. The first one we're going to talk about is membership, and that is with Jamie Adams. She reports to RI how many members you have. And according to what I found, there are 58 members in your club, and you have 46 males and 13 females. And your diversity also consists of 42 of your members are above the age of 50, and you have 16 members that are below the age of 50. And when you look at your cultural diversity, there are 3 groups of cultures that are represented in your membership. So we ask that you look at these diverse portions that I just mentioned and see how can you get things to equal out further. How can that diversity be closer represented on all venues? So when you're looking at Rotarians that have a lot of what we call brown spots, those age spots, that have a lot of stories to tell you about Rotary, that you ask them to help you acquire some Rotarians that do not have these brown spots, that will want to acquire brown spots, that they take them and mentor them to becoming true Rotarians, so they too will have stories to tell and move on to future generations. So right now we're asking that all clubs ask each one of you during this pandemic time, who did you see in the newspaper? Who did you see on Facebook that was doing the things that Rotary does? Service above self, but they are not Rotarians. Those are the people we want you to invite to become Rotarians, that they can truly wear the Rotary pin because they already are engaged and want to do service above self. So if each one of you looked at one person in your community and said, I think that person wears the badge of a Rotarian in their heart, and invite them to join Rotary. Realize you always have right at 120 members. So I invite you to look at the newspaper of the last 5 months. Go back to Facebook. Go back to the people in your community and ask them to be a part of you. We ask that the membership also look at how can they continue to learn more about Rotary. And here are some of the ways we in the district are inviting you to learn more about your commitment to Rotary. We have a program that will be offered to you, and all our programs this year will be offered to you in virtual. Most of them will be offered to you in social media platforms so that you can enjoy them whether you're at home or you're at work or you're on the road. One of them is Rotary Leadership Institute. This is for those of you that would like to climb the ladder of leadership and move up the ranks. This gives you an idea of all the things that you are involved in to create yourself in a better leadership position. These will be offered to you through Zoom, and they will be advertised on the district website. Each month this year, our Aura Foundation, Frank Bradshaw, will have a half-hour news presentation on Tuesday that you can even copy and record and use as a program if you need that. Also, at this time, we're asking, who amongst your group, who amongst your club would like to be sponsored, and you would like to sponsor them as being the governor for 2023-24? Applications are coming out. So if you know someone in your club that you see that has the qualities to become governor, please have them fill out the application and submit it as the sponsor of them. The one thing we'd like you to all attend in person to learn more about Rotary and be more engaged with Rotary and showcase the things that Abbeville is doing is to come to the district Rotary Conference. We would like for you, when you come to the conference, to bring ideas about Polio Plus, learn about your district grant. We want to learn more about how you accomplish it. We also want you to learn about what other districts podcasts throughout our district. We would like you to learn and meet about our global scholars that are studying in France and in the Netherlands. One of the things I invite you to do this next week is go to the RI website, and if you have never looked into the Rotary Fellowship, is to look at what Rotary Fellowship might you be engaged in. A Rotary Fellowship is some type of passion that you might have, and you want to learn about it in what other Rotarians do in other parts of the world. For example, if your passion is beer, wine, whiskey, RVing, cycling, canoeing, and there's about 50 of them. So find the RI website, Rotary Fellowship, is what you want to search, and find out what fellowship would meet your needs, so that when you travel or you go places, you can have a regular dialogue with them and know where the best vineyards are, where the best place to ride your bike when you go to that part of the United States or the world. The other thing that we ask that you learn more about Rotary is to go to our district website and find out about our district training assemblies. We've had 3 of the parts of our district training assemblies before. We had one on public image, one on membership, one on foundation giving. And this coming Monday will be one on youth services. So please plan on Monday at 6 o'clock to join us for youth services. And yes, Pam Cromwell and Rob Roy are leading the pack in membership development. So we hope to hear from them with another session to continue that dialogue. Now, let's move on to public image with Robert Greer. I understand that wherever you have put in place a grant, you have put that branding for it. And I thank you so much for branding Rotary all across Abbeville. At the skateboard project, when you do your St. Pat Comedy for a Cause, when you do your counseling on aging grant that you have coming up, when you do the SIP and Saver, all these things are all about branding Rotary so people can hear and want to join and be a part of that process. Just as I heard just now, you want to help the festival continue its great efforts within your community. When you're looking at how do you brand, think about every time you go someplace and they ask you for your license, it's to prove who you are. When you go fishing, they might ask you for your fishing license. It's to prove you got that license. But when you give your business card at a meeting to another fellow business person, do you have the Rotary brand on the front or back of your business card? That will make connections. That will cause that contact with many of those Rotarians you didn't know. Or it could also be that invite for someone to join your Rotary Club. When I go to Abbeville, will I see a welcome sign from the north, south, and east and west as I enter that community? Each time you give a book to a school or to the library, you have the Rotary emblem inside it. And I understand from meeting with the board, y'all are featured in the newspaper time and time again, where you're doing that branding very well. I ask that you look at your programs and you share some of the best programs with the district, giving other Rotarians ideas on what programs we can have for members throughout our district. One of the things I suggested to your board is to possibly ask Rotarians, as well as other business people within the community, if you could tour their business through a Zoom so that you can learn about what their business has to offer. Therefore, you're helping create economic development and creating a diversity of people wanting to join your club. Now, if we look into the Rotary Foundation, which is our third area in Rotary, I ask that you help Lloyd Durek, because he needs some help, and y'all already talked about it, is this Rotary portrait, this oil painting that was done by an artist by the name of Ruth out of the Golden Meadow area. You'll notice it is an original. The frame he makes his own frame, so every frame is original. He also does the wording and insignia out of cypress meat, so it is a 3D frame. This particular LSU picture is going to be on the website until the end of this month for you to hit on. Whoever has the winning bid, that funding will go towards their Paul Harris attainment. It will also go towards the district turning in money for Rotary International to the foundation. Each month we'll have a different picture on our Rotary website. These were brought to us through Martha and Mike Collins, both past district governors. There will be 2 Texas A&M, 4 Saints, 3 World War II, and a couple of more LSU designs. So be looking each time. Where would you put this? That would go great in your man cave, your she shed, in your office, and in your foyer. An excellent holiday and birthday gift. So we ask that you look to participating in the art auction. The other thing that we have for Rotary Foundation was to allow you to give to Rotary, which I understand from meeting with your board that each one of you are doing 100% giving to the Rotary Foundation, each one of you. We thank you so much. The other thing that will be coming to you is the power of the purse factor. The same concept that District Governor Normand brought to you last year in the basket. Well, this is a purse or a basket that will be brought to you. I plan with my husband to attend and visit all the clubs within January through March, pending the pandemic gives way and allows for that. And at that point, we'll be doing the auction. Last year, you and the other clubs throughout our district gave a total of over $27,000 towards those auctions. Thank you so much. We ask that you keep October 24th on your calendar open to help with polio plus. This is a Saturday. We ask that you look at, is there a possibility of creating a tailgate experience in Abbeville to help people to learn about what it takes to eradicate polio in our world, and if they want to contribute and play some type of enrichment activity with them to engage them. If we don't have football, create a football environment at a big box store or a grocery store so that people will be enlightened on how they can be a part of youth, helping to eradicate polio. And last but not least is that of youth services. I ask that you help Madeline with her endeavors, keeping up the Interact Club, along with Annette Mudd, helping with that Interact. And thank you for starting a youth act. And we thank you so much for sending your young people to Ryland. All these things are great initiatives. And we applaud you also for the initiative of trying to get a Rotaract community-based club started. That is one of the international projects that they're working on diligently this year. We're looking at our district. There are 5 community college systems within our district, as well as 5 universities. So there's opportunities to grow Rotaract throughout our district this year. We ask that you continue to help young people to learn about other cultures, and asking you to do the youth exchange this year through Zoom. There is an international group called Interact Quarantine, and they meet about every other week, and they discuss and experience the cultures from throughout the world made up of Interact members. So yes, this year I ask that you help support our district chair for membership, Pam Cajon, of your club. You help support Rotary Foundation with Frank Bradshaw from Lafayette. Help membership of Public with Image Chair Larry Seymour out of Lafayette with his endeavors, and Youth Services with Karen Chauvin out of Homer. This year, on another note, RI put out an RI statement to address the changes that have taken place in our community and in our nation. I ask that each one of you go back to the Rotary International website and type in RI statement. Read the RI statement and contemplate, how does this affect you and your club in the way you think about diversity? So please go back and look at that statement. And in that statement, you contemplate the concept of peace. Peace has a recipe. It begins with 1 cup of forgiveness, and you add to that generous amount of love, empathy, and compassion. And you mix all this up together, and what you're going to yield is peace within yourself, your community, and our world. Please help us to embrace peace. Because remember, before the pandemic ever came, we heard the word "together we" as the opening words for the RI business statement. Every week during this COVID time, you've been seeing on TV the 2 words, "together we." So let's look at our vision statement in Rotary. And does it apply to us in this COVID time? Together, we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in the community, and in ourselves. And yes, you as Rotarians have been living out that vision statement long before COVID came in. So even during these times of phases, you are already embracing the together we. I ask that you continue living together with open opportunity. And I ask that you live with peace within yourself. Peace be with you. Thank you for allowing me to be with you. I am now open up for any questions or statements that you would like to make. Thank you.
Okay, we will go ahead and open it up for questions. If you do have a question, I ask that you come up to the front of this laptop here so she can see you. She'll be able to hear you through the mic. Anybody have any questions for District Governor Yvonne? You must have did a good.
That's okay.
You did a good job.
Thank y'all for allowing me to be with y'all.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We have a couple of tasks here that we need to do. And if you would be here, I would ask you to stick your hand. So stick your hand here and draw for a free meal for our club. So reach inside. Let me see your hand. There you go. All right, okay. And it goes to Jamie Adams. Jamie, she's on Zoom. Is she on Zoom? She was on the...
I don't see her.
Nope, she's not here. We can do it again. One more time.
I think it belongs to the new member. I think Lisa needs that.
Madeline Dehart. She's not here either. She was at the board meeting.
Get called out now.
One more. Last time. Last chance. Goes to Dan Dortes.
He left.
He just left.
He said for me to get.
He missed out. One more thing for our 50-50 raffle. Again, we have our box here. You can see your hand. Reach inside. District Governor, reach inside. All right. Mixing it up really good. All right, here we go.
Mix up, okay?
All right, last 3 digits is 836. Jason. We had $199. So you can come right here. The district governor can actually see you. Look right here. You can come right here. She'll be able to see you here. Let's reach it. Jason.
What you gonna pull, Jason?
How are you?
Pull the joke.
So you guys pull. You want to pull the joker out the cards. So win the pie. Pull the joker.
You can't look at him.
Oh, 7 of diamonds.
Oh, so cool.
No. Better luck next next time.
Looking at.
If we can take a picture, everybody masked with the governor's background?
Yep, so everybody can come up here, mask up, come up right here, all around this table. And the district governor will be on the background.